Hey girl, hey, and a big welcome to you and all of you amazing women in the community who are tackling every day head on, chasing your dreams, honey, but looking for more courage to do that. In today's conversation, we're getting real about something that many of us face, which is anxiety, whether it's overthinking, procrastination, putting things off, perfectionism, sis. Whatever you call it, it doesn't matter. Just know that it's anxiety. And worse yet, it's distracting you from your progress. So let's talk. Okay, so it's like this. We have really conditioned ourselves to operate on a high level and on a high level of anxiety. And we've really normalized being anxious. We even made it cute, calling it high functioning anxiety so that you wouldn't feel bad. But it's really you learning to push through what doesn't feel right and from a place of survival, right? Because I have to get this thing done. I've got to achieve this next milestone. I got to get this paperwork done. I got to get to school. I got to take care of the kids. I got to go find me a man. I got to do this. Da, 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 da. And instead of really breaking under the pressure, which I guess is a positive, we've really ramped it up for ourselves in terms of how to push through despite how much it's hard and despite how much it sucks. But I got to tell you, sis, like that's your trauma response. And it's not normal. It's you in survival mode. And the thing about it is it requires way too much of you, right? And just think about it. By the time the day is over, and I deal with this too, we're so tired and we don't always know where our energy went. And it's a different kind of tired. It's not like I worked out at the gym tired. It's like I am depleted, right? And how can you work on your goals if you are depleted? Like, can we really talk about this, y'all? I'm on the road right now, but I still wanted to have this conversation. I want to make sure that you got this episode. Um, I actually had a conversation about this today. And thinking about this, actually, most of my clients are in this space. They are high achievers in tech and education. They're therapists or the speakers, consultants, like they're a diversity of gifts, high achieving, willing to push, but they're also a highly hot mess. If I'm completely honest, and I say that with love. Y'all know that I love y'all. Uh, right. But I think we get within this process of trying to achieve, it really does continue to sabotage us, right? It gets in there and becomes like a roadblock to us moving on. And the only way that we know how to grow is to like stay in this pattern. Like we just get stuck in this space, right? When I did the workshop today, I broke it down for the group. And it was so important for me to be in front of this group of professional women here in Atlanta. That's where I am. So the background is different here. I wanted them to know the language of anxiety because we are on autopilot so much that we don't even know that we're experiencing this thing. And I want you to understand it so you can get yourself out the cycle, right? So let's take a look at that for a second. I'm gonna share my screen so you can see the PowerPoint and just a little sneak peek, honey. All right. So what it looks like for us, because these are probably the things that you're saying to yourself or doing, and you wouldn't even realize, like, boo, that's anxiety, right? So we're doing the people pleasing thing. How many of us are showing up for other people and saying yes when we don't need to, when we should say no? We have this fear of rejection, the constant overthinking, the self-sabotage, and I'm gonna skip around a little bit. We're overcommitting to things. It needs to be perfect. We're afraid of making mistakes. That's why we don't put ourselves out there. Boo, that's anxiety. Decision paralysis, like I really want to do it, but I got to get all this information. I got to still think about it. I got to make a list. I gotta. Even that is like, ugh. Do you feel that angst? That's what you're creating for yourself. In that space, how can you create anything else? It's control issues and micromanaging all the pieces. It's that constant need for reassurance, right? If y'all are watching Love is Blind, honey, that girl that's like, do you love me? Tell me, do you love me? I know I asked you 2 seconds ago, but do you love me now? You didn't tell me like 0.5 seconds ago. And I'm not saying it to make fun of her. I'm saying it because that's what it looks like in practice, where we need that reassurance. And it's easy to see it in somebody else. I really want y'all to take this in and see it in you. How am I showing up, right? Where I'm requiring so much or giving so much outside of me that there's not a lot left for me. How is it showing up for me? Am I overcommitted so there's no time? Am I feeling the physical exhaustion that I'm so tense, right? That I'm so done at the end of the day that I'm zoned out. I don't have time for connections, right? It's killing my relationships. I'm worrying about other people, that's why I'm not doing stuff, right? Think about it, because this is the language, and I want you to know it so you could step out of that space. One key thing that the group connected with today is how much or how engaging in this response really takes from them. It leaves them burnt out, exhausted, sick, like physically, right? Often with diagnosable conditions, whether it's physical or emotion. But what they really failed to see that I had to bring into the room was while you are sick, tired, checked out, numb, overcommitted, wrapped up in love is blind, and again, I am too, right? Netflix and chilling, honey, right? While you were doing all of that, you have expelled so much energy that there's none left for you, your gifts, your goals, and your vision. Sit with that. See, like the anxiety is kind of hilarious. Maybe not for you. Maybe in this position, I could laugh about it. But the anxiety, the overthinking, things like perfectionism, it's a distraction, right? And for my like Holy Ghost sisters out there, if anything, the devil is laughing at us because we are so caught up in that mindset that we cannot go after our purpose and what God wants for us, right? For everybody else, you're so caught up and distracted that you can't see the path to your next level, to the place that you want to go and how to get there. And this is why things like coaching is so valuable because sometimes we're so close in it, we're so wrapped up in what's happening that we can't see the bigger picture, right? We can't see the bridge to get there. And you need that coaching to not give you the bridge, but give you the tools of how to get across it, right? How to get to the other side, how to get to where you want to be, how to keep building, how to stay focused, how to manage your time and your energy so you can do that, how to manage how you think so you can do that. And I think that's also why conversations like this is priceless because it's bringing to the room what is really happening and it gives you the opportunity to kind of think and sit with it a little bit, right? Guys, come on. I'm sorry if this conversation is kind of heavy for you, but you need to hear it. Somebody needs to hear this. Your success is about clearing away the clutter in your mind and disrupting how it feels in your body so that you can lead and serve more effectively. Once you have that, like, hell yes, you can do everything else. Hell yes, you can market yourself. Hell yes, you can have great conversations. Hell yes, you can have great teams and you can lead effectively. You can make better decisions. Once you've really decided how you want to show up and how you want to deliver the best expression of your gifts and your skills that you've hopefully researched and we know that there's a need for. We don't want you just doing things to do things, honey. We want it to make sense. But once you have that, then I think it comes back to like three core things really, like your presence. Do you have that? How do we get you to have a better presence? How do we get you to connect with people so you can really get them to convert or do the things that you need them to do? And what is it that we're offering them once we're in that position? What are we giving them, right? Whether it's an expression of your gifts or whatever it is you need to like teach or lend. And then how do we grow? So in the space of entrepreneurship, doing this work or selling can seem really icky, but it's really because it's unfamiliar to you, and you have this back process of like the mindset noise happening that we've got to work out, right? But really, selling, if you think about it, it's just helping them see what you're offering, or even from a place of like leadership. And those of you leading your businesses and leading your teams, it's like, how do I get people to do what I want? Well, you've got to be able to let them know how you help and have that presence and why they need what you are giving, right? I think about this in the context of like therapy as a therapist, right? When people call us for services, sometimes they know what they want, sometimes they don't, or they don't know if you're the fit for them. So we kind of sell, we tell them what we offer and give them enough detail so they can make a decision about if this is for us. And we're also making a decision if this is for them, right? Same thing when I show up for my coaching consults, like I'm hearing your issues and then I'm letting you know how I can support you and the pieces that I can offer that already bring you a solution and a resolution. And then if it makes sense for you and it makes sense for me, then it's a good fit for us to work in that capacity. Right. But that kind of conversation, that's what selling is, but it doesn't feel like that when you already know that what you have is important and valuable. Just like I might tell you, this is what you need to grow next in terms of your business, and maybe starting on this side, on the mindset side, or maybe doing a couple of these things so that you can connect and grow your business and get leads and things like that on a basic level, like why you should eat your vegetables, right? If I'm convinced about it and I know the value of it, I can tell you about it with ease. And I can speak from a genuine place, that place of care and my own knowing, which helps you to see the value, right? So once I am in that space, the rest is cake. Well, once you have a process for it, it really is cake, right? Once you know how and when and the what's and those things. Yeah, right. But selling is more than just an idea. And it's first just convincing yourself, believing in yourself first, and then your audience, right? And be convinced about what you give them, that what you give them is what your audience needs. Then it's a piece of cake. All right. So I hope this is starting to click for you as you guys are thinking about, well, how do I sell? How do I market? Because I get those things a lot. And instead of just being in a place of overconsumption, really coming back to self and thinking about what I believe about myself, what I believe about the work that I do. Okay. So I'm going to give y'all some homework. And by the way, in case you don't know, I'm Amanda Flood. And this is the work that I do. I love working with Black and Brown women in terms of their confidence and really showing up so they can dominate the spaces that they're in, right? And there's a lot of mindset work that happens with that. So we can help you move into that position. So I love showing up and talking about it. I love pouring into you guys as I've built my own business is I've learned a lot and I love giving it back to you so you don't have to work as hard as I did and you don't have to feel as alone in the journey of growing as a person, as a woman, right? And as well as in the space of someone who has an idea, knows she's called for more, but it's like, how do I put those pieces together? So it's not just that I'm talking to just talk, but I'm really having the impact that I want for other people, and as well as the impact that I want in terms of, my own personal goals as well, right? How do I get into that reciprocal relationship so it isn't just that taking and going back to that anxious space of overgiving where now the work doesn't feel good anymore. And I said this today, I think that this is why we are anxious and this is why we have these emotional experiences, because we're really not operating in our gifts. We're not really operating in spaces that serve us. We're really just in that like overgiving traumatic space and it's just depleting. So we're so depleted that we just can't even be happy anymore, right? So I want you to learn how to work your goals in a way that it effectively gives to others, but it's structured in such a way like this is just what you love to do. So it gives back to you and it feeds you and it fuels you. All right, make sense? Okay, so here's your homework. I really want to keep helping you to understand why you're struggling emotionally and logistically with this idea of visibility, if you want to call it marketing, and really leveraging your expertise. I want to give you some tools to go a little bit deeper in your process so we can really see some really good shifts, right? Shifts in how you show up, shifts in how you market, shifts in how you consistently talk about what you do. So here's your question. Get some paper, girl. Do you believe in yourself? I mentioned that earlier, but I really want you to meditate on that and write it out. Get to writing. Do you believe in what you want to share with others or what you offer? And there may be some no's in there. I think the things that I had a harder time selling, I didn't 100% believe in it. It was just people saying, oh, this is what you need to do. But it was like, and it was a because it really didn't align with my values. And if I didn't really believe in it, then how am I going to tell you that this is what you should do next? Right. Now I love what I do, so I don't mind talking about it. I'm sure I could still do it more and more specificity, which is something that I'm working on. Um, but it's easier to do that when you believe in it too. So look at that. Why do I believe in it? Why don't I? What's stopping you? So write that out. Right? How does what you want to offer make someone's life better? Know that. If you know that like the back of your hand, it's easy to share it and talk about it. So answering these questions, guys, is really good mindset and business work for you, because in that is like the juicy material that you need to fuel your like marketing growth and visibility efforts. Okay. So I hope it was super helpful. And know that as you are on this journey and courageously showing up for yourself and your business, that you are not alone. And I am here to help you with those intentional steps. I like originally wanted to say small steps, but I'm not even in a place of like small steps anymore. And if you are cool, but do me a favor, step aside for the people that want to take big steps, the people that know that they're ready to take leaps and are willing to take these pieces and put it together to get there, right? Like we working. That's that space I'm in right now. I am with people that are ready to work. But know that you are not alone, whichever way, whoever you are, whatever bucket you fall into, honey. I'm here. We've got a whole community, a mindset and motivation community for women entrepreneurs of color on Facebook, here to support you, laugh with you, share your stories, pour into you. So if you felt any bit of in agreement with this conversation, as they say, one, touch and agree, hit like. And touch and agree, hit subscribe so we can stay connected. And then down below, I'll leave the information for the community if you want to hop in there, just for that regular motivation, because we need that too. We don't always have that, and we need that to quiet the noise and keep working. And of course, if you want to get like deeper into this, whenever you are ready to better work on yourself, honey, or your business, you can click the contact link below. I'm going to leave that there too, so we can really get started and do this work. Okay. But in the meantime, I will see you in the next episode. As you guys hear, I'm tired, but I'm pushing through because I want to get this information to you. Like your success is just so important to me. But give me that feedback too. I want this to be a reciprocal relationship. So if something about this was helpful, let me know in the comments. Again, don't forget to just like, hit the heart, and subscribe so you do not miss another episode. I'm Amanda Flood, your mindset coach, and I will talk to you soon. Take care.